Hey y'all, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Liz, and today's video is another story time. Also, if you notice that I'm wearing the same shirt and like makeup from the previous video, it's because I am. This video is being pre-filmed along with another video. Today's video is about the time I ended up in the hospital with a liver laceration. So today it was, I believe it was during summertime. It was during my spring break, and me and my cousin and my brothers all went to the park. So I saw my cousin ride her little bike, and she went down this little ramp to get to like the playground. So I was like, okay, she can do it, I can do it, I'm fine. No. So I get on the bike and I go down. It was like the smallest ramp you could possibly imagine, but I can't ride bikes, and I tried. I gave it a good shot. So I go down this little ramp, and I couldn't, like, I didn't brake hard enough, or just I just didn't know how to ride a bike, and I ended up landing on this pole that was there. So it was like one of those breaker poles that you see like to prevent from like cars going over or stuff like that, but it was like at the edge, and I landed stomach forward right onto that pole and took the wind right out of me. I could not breathe. I was like gasping for air. I was dying. I thought I was dying. So I called my mom and I was like, like that's how I sounded. Like, I need the hospital. And they're like, what do you think is wrong? And I'm like gasping for air the whole time getting to the hospital. I could barely breathe. And I was like, it's internal, like it's inside, like, or whatever. So I go to the hospital, and the first hospital, they start ripping everything, cutting all my clothes, everything off, and to see like if I was bleeding, or you know, to do a full assessment, you have to undress to assess. So you have to see what's going on with your patient. So that's what they did to me. I get to the hospital and they start cutting everything off. That was the hospital. They did an initial intake, and then they sent me off to a children's hospital because at the time I believe I was 16 or 17, I have no idea, but young enough to be transferred to a children's hospital. So they transferred me to the children's hospital, and this time they make me wear a neck brace. I get to the hospital and they put me in a wheelchair, and the first person I saw was like a nurse, and she was asking me like, were you wearing a helmet? Where did you fall? Did you fall on your head? Things like that. Wasn't wearing a helmet. Should have been. But and I still couldn't breathe, you know. I was still trying to just be able like to try to get a breath in, and after a while, you know, I was able to breathe again. You know, she was like, it just looks like you got the wind knocked out of you, which was pretty accurate. So and then after, you know, they do the intake, rip all my clothes off, whatever, they transfer me to a children's hospital, and then from the transfer they put a neck brace on. I don't know why they didn't give me the neck brace to begin with after I first got to the hospital, because we drove there. So after I first got to the hospital, they should have put a neck brace on because it was, you know, a fallen injury. You don't know if there was any injury to the spinal cord, so that's why they give you a neck brace. But they didn't give me a neck brace until I was transferred over to the children's hospital, and the whole night I was in that dang neck brace. A CT scan. So I get transferred to the children's hospital and I get a full body CT scan. So it was really cute though. It was like painted for like a, you know, a pediatric area, like a floor, but they wanted to wait until the doctor was in to have a look. I get onto the CT scan with my neck brace, and they, you know, send me in and send me out, and then I had to wait for the doctor to, you know, give me my results. So they come back and they're like, you got a liver laceration. I fell so hard onto that pole, I lacerated my liver like great. So they put me on, I believe, coagulants to increase blood flow or something like that, and, you know, prevent internal bleeding. So I don't know how long I was in there. I have no idea how long I was in the hospital, but it was like my whole spring break, which is great. I'm in the hospital, and then the next day, like, my whole family was like surrounding me and like visiting me, and I was like, crap. Like, I felt like something happened. I ended up in the hospital, but I don't want to feel that way. Everyone's staring at me, and I do not like that. And I was like, okay, there's too many people looking at me, I'm fine. But yeah, so it was nice. My like whole family visited me and stuff like that. So I believe I was in the hospital for a few days, enough time for, you know, to heal the laceration and stuff like that. And then before getting discharged, they were like, okay, you're ready to go, can your mom come in and stuff like that. So they were asking my mom a bunch of questions, and it was like suggesting that it was like purposely done, or you know, I guess they were just trying to rule out that it wasn't child abuse, because any injury that happens in the stomach area or the abdominal region, it's suggested of child abuse. But no, I just don't know how to ride a freaking bike, and I fell like an idiot right onto it because I couldn't brake right. But yeah, they were like kind of asking her a bunch of questions, but she wasn't there, my mom wasn't there, we were just there with my siblings and stuff like that. But you know, I understand they're doing their job, they're trying to eliminate any possibility of child abuse, but like I'm telling the story, like yeah, no, I fell off a bike multiple times. But yeah, so that happened before discharge. And I don't I believe I was able to go home that day, but it was still like my mom had to answer these questions and stuff like that. But yeah, that was the time I fell off a bike, ended up in the hospital with a liver laceration during my spring break, which is fun. Great. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. YouTube makes everyone say this, including me probably. I don't know, just say it because I have to. So bye.